Hello guys, HL here, coming to you with another World of Warships Blitz video. In today's video, I will be making a review of the new Russian Tier 5 battleship, the Pyotr Velikiy, which will be in the upcoming Tech 3 Russian battleship line. This ship came out in the January Blitz Pass, which you can pick up for I think $5, so I picked it up and decided to make a review of it. Also, if you guys have been keeping up with the World of Warships PC edition, you will be aware that Russian battleships have a reputation of having a long reload but accurate guns, so in this video, we will see whether the Pyotr Velikiy lives up to that reputation. Before we start the video though, I just wanted to point out that only 12.7% of you are subscribed, so if you are not subscribed, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. That will be greatly appreciated. Anyway, what's coming up on the screen now is going to be my build for the Pyotr Velikiy. I only have a level 5 captain I believe, so it isn't the best captain you can see, but I just wanted to show that the review, so I cannot use a better captain as I don't have one. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into the review. So, let's start off the review with the ship's survivability, or rather I would say we talk about the ship's hull. Hit points wise, it has 34,000 hit points, which I would say is a decent number, but however, this is held back by the armor scheme and the torpedo protection. The armor, while seemingly tough at first, you get citadels when you sail broadside, which is like, I think it happens to all battleships, but this ship gives a misleading feeling as it seems tough, but you end up getting citadel. You can sometimes even be citadel bow in, which is really strange, I'm not really sure why. So yeah, basically don't sail broadside and be really careful with this ship. In terms of torpedo damage reduction, she isn't really that great. If she takes a full salvo of torpedoes, she will lose a lot of health and go down very quickly. So you should be dodging torpedoes and not rushing the enemy straight up, as this is not that kind of ship. In terms of armor toughness, if I compare the other ships, I would say it's tougher than the French Tier 5 battleship, the Britannia, or the Japanese battleship Congo, but not as tough as the Konik. So it's on the higher end of the toughness scale, but certainly not tough enough if you are a person who likes to brawl. Moving on, we'll talk about the maneuverability, which this ship can make 26 to 27 knots, which is certainly good for a Tier 5 battleship, as stuff like the Britannia, the Konik, and the New York only make I think 22 or 23 knots. The only battleship that's really faster is the Japanese Congo, which goes at 30 knots. In terms of the steering speed and the turning circle, or rather let's say the rudder traverse speed, I would say it's a little bit on the slow side, because as with Russian ships, if you have played the Russian cruisers like Chapiev or the Moskva, and the Russian destroyers like Khabarovsk, you are very well aware of what I am talking about. So basically, this is again not right for knife fights if you like to do that, because you will have trouble doing last second maneuvers to dodge torpedoes or to get into an advantageous position against the enemy ship. In terms of guns, the ship has 356mm guns in a 4x2 configuration. Well, this is where the ship gets interesting. If you guys know or remember what I said at the start, or have been keeping up with World of Warships PC, you know that Russian ships have hard-hitting guns that reload slowly and have a really tight dispersion most of the time. However, this is not what I see in World of Warships Blitz in the case of Pyotr Velikiy. As you guys can see from the gameplay above, a lot of the shells simply, especially at max range, just fly and go in a very broad dispersion pattern, which basically means out of the 8 shells you fire, you probably only get 2 or 3 hits. This is made even worse by the fact that while you only have 3 hits, it probably will end up being 2 ricochets and 1 overpen, and basically stuff like that. From my experience, you always get overpens, half pens, and ricochets. You do get full penetrations and citadel hits once in a while, and those do really hurt when they hit, but other than that, I would say the guns are a little disappointing and they definitely need to be buffed. The default reload time of 24 seconds is certainly really slow, so I have chosen the Elite Gun Operator bonus to bring it down to 21 seconds, which has certainly helped a lot, as it brings the reload time closer to other battleships, which makes her have more chance to fight against them. The turret travel speed is also really fast, which is definitely a great thing to compensate for, or let's not say compensate, but it gives her an edge on other battleships as she can turn her turrets around to fight easily. The only thing which I would say is also a bit lackluster is the range, as I think she's outranged by Congo, so she cannot snipe with Congo. And Congo's accuracy is definitely better, so I'm not really sure where the Russian characteristic of accurate guns went when World of Warships Blitz developers were balancing out this ship. For secondary guns, she has 130mm guns, 16 of them in a 16x1 configuration with 8 on each side. While the guns, they hit quite hard if you shoot a broadside BB at close range, I think they are held back strongly by the reload time of 8 seconds, which definitely means this ship is not a brawling ship, as you have already seen from the armor and the gun reload times. She will struggle to output enough shells constantly to deal damage or sink enemy destroyers before they drop torpedoes. So this ship's guns and armor scheme make her more of a brawling style, or not brawling, a sniping style ship. But while I would say sniping style, the accuracy is a little meh, so I'm not really sure what this is. As my friend Temujin also mentioned, he also mentioned that this is a sniping ship without accuracy. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm mistaken. I mean, he mentioned this is a brawling ship without armor, which is really strange, and I totally agree with his statement. In terms of AA, she only has large caliber AA guns, which are a little bit of a joke, but if you guys have played at tier 5 battleships, which all of you guys definitely have, you know that anti-aircraft capabilities at tier 5 are pretty much non-existent. So the best you can do is to dodge around and try not to get hit by torpedoes and bombs. Surface capability at 10.32 kilometers, I would say is fine, but I wouldn't rely on cutting down your surface detection too much, because when you fire your battleship guns, you are going to be seen by the enemy across the map anyway, and this is basically the stats of the ship. So in terms of playstyle, I would say to keep this ship at range, that's for sure. You do not want to get close, as the slow reload time and the awkward turning circles and the funny armor which makes you get startled randomly here and there make this a very poor brawling ship as you will die quickly. What I would say is best is to stay with your teammates at a range and keep sniping the enemy from a distance, as this will allow you to maximize your survivability and damage. I wouldn't say it's good to overextend this ship or to push solo, because your reload time is really holding you back, which makes you unable to fight multiple targets. And guys, those are basically me talking about the stats of the ship. Now I'll show you guys a replay on the screen so you guys can feel what it really looks like to play, and I'll be narrating this replay to tell you guys how I play this ship. So here it is on the screen right now. So here's the replay. We are basically playing domination on the map Trident, and in this situation we are up tier, which is certainly a big benefit for the Pyotr Velikiy, as she gets trashed by tier 6 ships. Firstly, we are spawning at the C cap. So as usual, my default strategy on this map is to hope my team caps C and my team caps A. So here I'm pinging my team to cap C. As you can see the DD there, the Akasta. I'm trying to get him to capture C and hoping that they capture A. In this match, there's only an Isokaze on the enemy team, which means only one DD, which certainly helps because this ship is kind of cumbersome as in the turning radius, and the guns are certainly not good at fighting DDs. So the fact that there aren't many DDs, like one match I ran into 4 DDs, which are certainly bad, but there's only one here, so it's much better as I don't have to worry about it too much. Right now, I'm trying to get our friendly DD to capture C, but it looks like he's not interested and he's going to be capturing D instead. For some reason, he's not capturing C, I'm also not sure why, so I decided to change my plans and start turning out as, or rather let's not say change my plans, I will always turn out, but let's see, the emerald pops up, I crack precise aim and take a shot, which I only get one hit. I think it's an overpan because the emerald was turning out, which kinda sucked because the reload time is really slow. Now I see the emerald, but she's turning away, so I decide not to take a shot at the emerald as she's vanished. The Orion, in the meantime, shows up and is showing me from broadside, so I decide to shoot at broadside and get only 3 hits. As you can see, the dispersion is messing with me quite a bit. The enemy carrier manages to start 2 fires and are instantly damage con because I do not have the captain skill that allows me to mitigate fire damage. I'm turning out and pushing to B, as I see a lot of the enemy team is showing me broadside, and going to B will allow me to shoot across the map at both the ships in front of the B cap and at the C cap, which is what I would say a center firing position, which is advantageous if you can get it. Our friendly Ishizuchi is rushing for whatever reason, so I decided to just move away and take a shot at the broadside Emerald, as she's just giving me a good flat broadside. I get 6 hits, take quite some health, but it's a shame that I did not get any spuddles for some reason. Meanwhile, as you can see, this ship is certainly pretty fast for a tier 5 battleship, which means I can get into this position pretty easily. I'm looking for a broadside target because the dispersion isn't very good among broadside targets. As you can see, like, what kind of dispersion is this? I got 2 hits on the Congo, one being I think a half pen and one being a full pen. But that's kind of sad, being you only get 2 out of 8, which only 1/4 of your shells hit, which shows how lousy the dispersion can be at times. The guns reload again. I decide to shoot the Congo, but the Congo is angled, so he's mitigating a lot of damage. I only get 3 hits, and I ping my team to shoot him because he is, I would say, in a strategic position, as he is doing the same thing as what I am doing right now. I don't have to worry about the Conic getting my broadside, as they are behind the island and I am in a safe spot here for now. The friendly carrier, for some reason, is starting to push forward, so I start to get a little bit annoyed at this point because I don't want my shot to clip into him and make me have to reload full time again. I take a broadside shot at the Congo. Finally, 8 shots hit and I get a decent amount of damage, as well as take out one of the guns. So this is one of the hits where you can see what the Pyotr Velikiy can do if she gets her shots off correctly. The enemy Congo is dead, so I decide to start focusing fire on the Orion. I am turning away because the enemy DD somehow rushed up behind us, so I decided to turn to dodge the torpedoes and start firing some of my secondary guns at the DD. In this situation, I am only slightly angled towards the Orion, and I definitely don't want to be caught broadside, so you can see I am turning away, using Orion to not fire at me. But he does, and he's using HE, so he starts on fire. I'm not going to damage con 1 because he will probably start another one instantly. 4 shells hit, I get some damage, but it's not as good as what I was expecting when watching you plays from the World of Warships PC edition. These guns are really being irritating as they reload incredibly slowly, which makes it hard to land follow-up shots after your dispersion goes crazy, like what you are seeing on the screen now, which resulted in only getting 1 penetration. I decide to turn away and start angling towards the Orion, as I want to start pushing because you can see from the position on the map, the enemy ships, if I'm not mistaken, they are at sea, so I want to start pushing up to the Orion, close the range a bit so my guns have a bit of a better dispersion. However, I noticed the Conic, so I decided to reverse, and in the process, one of my shells managed to get a citadel on the Orion, which is certainly what I was looking for. The enemy Emerald, for some reason, is rushing us from the back, so I am pinging the New York. I'm not exactly pinging the New York, but pinging my teammates to hit her, as she can definitely control the New York. I get another citadel. Finally, when she's broadside, I get that citadel, which is the juicy hit I was looking for. New York runs into the torpedoes, but I start moving forward, and I'm waiting for the Emerald to pop right around this island so I can take a shot with my main guns. My shots go out, and I take out the Emerald with 2 strikes and finish the match with about 50,000 damage. So, the match ends. I get the Battle Star with 50,000 damage. Let's talk about this ship. Is it worth getting? I would say, if you really want to play Russian battleships, then yes, it might be worth getting, but is it a really good ship? I would say no. I prefer playing the Congo and as the Koenig, because those two ships are far more consistent. The Japanese ship can go much faster, and the guns, while having the annoying Japanese discussion at times, they reload faster, so you can compensate for that by firing more shells. The Koenig, on the other hand, has much tougher armor and has an extra turret, which means you can get more shots on the enemy in a short time, coupled with the shorter German reload of I think 17 or 18 seconds. So basically, would I recommend this ship very strongly? I would say meh, not really, because it isn't as good as what I think it should be. However, the main tech tree hasn't been released, so let's see if Wargaming decides to buff this line and give them better stats. That also pretty much brings us to the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed this review, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more content. If you guys want me to make a video about anything in particular, please don't forget to leave a comment down below. Also, check out my Discord linked in the video description. And guys, that's all for now. My name is HL, and I'll see you guys next time.